Good morning, everyone. Listen, I'm reminded that we walk by faith and not by sight. We walk by faith and not by sight. See, if we can see everything that God told us to do or where God told us to go, then it's not faith. If we can touch what we need or what's going to happen right then it's not faith. See, it's too easy. It's too easy. If it's right in front of us, then it's not faith. They don't take faith. If somebody giving it to you, then it don't take faith. But it takes faith when it's a hard thing. It takes faith when you don't know what's going to happen, who going to be there when you do, what God told you to do, and how this going to play out. But all you know is God told you to do it. All you knew is that God told you to speak. All you know is that God told you to go. We don't know the ins and outs. And see, I'm reminded whenever God told Abraham to go. He said, go to a place that I'm going to show you. Now, he didn't give him the ins and outs. He says, leave your kindred and I'm going to show you. And Abraham went. He went. And see, I'm reminded even of Noah. You know, oftentimes there's so many people in the Bible that we can reference to, right? And that it took faith for them to do some things. Even though other people may see it one way, God already told you how to see it. God already told you what to do. And I'm reminded of Noah. Noah built an ark. Here it is, never rained, never flooded. And God says, build an ark because it's going to rain. Now they laughing at him and talking about him. And here he is preaching and telling everybody it's about to rain. We walk by faith and not by sight. Here it is, think about Moses. Moses is another example. He led the people out of Egypt. Now, if Moses had all the ins and outs of what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, it was being easy for Moses. But it took faith for Moses to do this. See, it's going to take faith for you to do this next thing. You may not know all the ins and outs. May not know the whys, the whats, the wheres, the hows. But God says, do it. Be obedient to God in this season. Follow God in this season. Follow God in this season. I admonish you in this season to follow God. There's some things that he already preparing. There's some things he's already have waiting for you, but you got to follow him first. He says, I can't let the oil pour until you go. I can't let the oil flow until you do what I told you to do. Oftentimes we want the oil before we do it. We want everything to work out before we do it. But listen, think about this. When you bought that house, you might not have all the ins and outs. It took faith to buy that house. It took faith to buy that car. It took faith to open that business. It took faith to go take them tests at school. You didn't know whether you was going to pass or not. It took faith to get where you at today. It took faith to even go to that job, to apply for that job. Listen, I admonish you in this season to walk by faith and not by sight. Seek God in this season for what God is saying. Follow God if you do nothing else. Follow God in his word.